Squash XLPRO is an elite team that work hard to train, play and run squash events on our journey to climb the world rankings. Like, subscribe, comment, pick up some of our merch on Teespring.
Well, time now for the second men's semi-final. Already we've had Evan Williams defeat Lance Bedos in 4 games. But Sean Wigan, this particular match, Joel ARSCOTT in the orange and in the blue, I guess. It is Elijah Thomas. Are we expecting long rallies in this particular match?
Well, it's only a bit of a rivalry with this game. They both certainly like to keep the ball going, but I think what was a good sign for Elijah's sake in his game earlier today was he was taking the ball really early on the court, really looking to sort of take it early, which certainly caught the Wamba out a bit more, and certainly going short at the right time, which probably what he's missed in the past.
So potentially over the break from early November to now, he's brought that into his game to really go early a lot more rather than grind out the rallies. I mean, he doesn't mind going for his shots, but he didn't mind staying in the rally forever.
Yeah, well, he still likes a long rally, but the big difference you can tell now is where maybe in their match when these two met at Nationals 3 months ago, he sort of waited for the ball a lot more, wasn't actually going straight to the ball. So because of that, he wasn't quite striking the ball quite as well, especially when he tried to go short. So you'll be certainly expecting him to try and back up that result earlier today.
All right, well, let's have a look now. And of course, still wearing the goggles because Elijah Thomas is still a junior.
Yeah, so the rule is for the PSA, if you are an under 19 junior, you've got to wear goggles for the event. So it doesn't matter what your ability is or what round it is. You've always got to wear goggles if you're under 19.
How did you find that? Was that ruled in when you were playing?
No,
you're not that old, but
no, I'm pretty old now. I didn't really do too many PSAs while I was a junior anyway, so I didn't have the luxury on worrying about that. But of course, he's certainly used to wearing the goggles a lot, so he certainly doesn't have that much of a factor. It certainly didn't affect him in his match earlier today. If you're wondering what match I'm talking about earlier today, he probably produced a big upset, beating the second seed, Wamba Shalisi, in 5.
Then we had 3 of the 4 men's quarterfinals go to 5. That was your particular match against Lance Bedos. We had Evan Williams winning over Tenwa Chalisi. The only match that actually went straight was Joel ARSCOTT and his win over Finn.
And that could be a big advantage for Joel in this game, is just being a bit more pressure to Elijah, not necessarily in a physical sense, but on a mental sense, because causing a big upset can be big, and it's just hard to back it up, as you've seen, not just in squash, but in many sports. It's hard to back up a big upset with another real quality performance. It'll be very fascinating to see how he goes here, especially against someone who he has struggled with in the last year or so.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. A good shot.
Yeah, he can't
to start with.
Yeah, he can't afford Joel to dominate the front court, to get him behind.
I couldn't see Elijah being able to get out of the way.
Yeah, there was a bit of a push there. I would give a no there as well. It was a bit of a push, and expect a lot of that during this game.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's just the way that these two play. They played each other a lot during the series out at Squash XL last year.
And of course, you had the Nationals as well, where Joel really took out Elijah very comfortably, so it'll be...
Which was a surprise in many ways, the scoreline from the Nationals.
Yeah, well, everyone was expecting a real tight contest, almost expecting that to be match of the tournament sort of thing, so Elijah will certainly be more fired up for this game as well.
I think one other thing we can remember is that Elijah still is only 18. Joel's not a huge amount of years older, but
21, I think.
I think he's 21, maybe
22.
Going towards
maybe.
22. Elijah's still 18 at the moment. I think he turns 19 in November or something like that. But it's he's still got a little bit of age to to actually come through.
Yeah, and I think it showed in his game earlier today. Much different compared to completely different in his game today compared to even Nationals last year, where maybe wasn't quite as clinical with his play.
And we said earlier on that in this tournament last year, which wasn't the same degree of challenger, it was a satellite, and Elijah went through to the final. He lost then to Evan Williams. That was his first final of a PSA tournament.
Joel's made a good start here, 4-1 up.
That's good shot.
Long rally here, expecting a lot of these sort of rallies in this game. Joel just starting to dictate here. But Elijah scrambling well. It's a nice tight ball there to force the error.
Well, it's really who can get forward and dominate the tee a lot more. You're seeing both players just trying to get forward, get pushed back again, then try and get forward.
Shot there from Joel.
That's good.
Once again, Elijah scrambling here.
Now he's in a better position.
Making up for it. That's a very long rally.
It's a good rally.
Yeah, good hold there, Joel, to put that ball away.
Well, this game is so strategic the way they're playing it. They have their particular processes that they're going through. I'm sure their coaches have told them what they want them to do compared to the previous match that we saw, which a little bit more unorthodox, particularly with Lance in there.
Yeah, well, these two still are looking to improve where maybe where both Evan and Lance, with their ages, sort of were more on the court just to...
And thank you very much to Joel's father, Paul, to come through and say that Joel is 21 still.
Yeah, that's what I...
Turning 22, there you go, Paul.
Yeah.
He'll turn 22 next birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel got a good lead here, 6-3. Be a good mental boost for him to secure the first game here. crowd's starting to come in to watch this game. Of course, we can't have too many with the level 2 restrictions here in Auckland.
This is a much better rally from Elijah.
Yeah, nice shot there to win the point.
Wow, we haven't quite seen what Elijah did earlier today, where he pushed forward a lot more. He's just hesitating a bit.
Well, Joel's dictating a lot more of this game so far, making Elijah do a lot of scrambling around the court, so just needs to find a way to get in front. Even just that sort of shot, just not quite enough to get in front. You can see Joel really trying to take the ball early as well, really not giving Elijah not enough time.
It's a nice shot. Very good forehand down the wall.
Of course, for Joel, with the success he's had against Elijah, this will be a very good confidence booster in the early stages with this good start, 8-3. A bit tight there.
Yeah, nothing, no malice in that. It was just more of a.
Yeah, I think it was just an accidental incident there. Nothing worrying there. They got the stroke there, which is the right call. Yeah, first real mistake from Joel in this game. He's been very solid throughout this games. Be disappointing to have made that error.
That's much better shot.
That was a bit of play from Elijah.
Really, he was moving forward all the time.
Yeah, he really needs to get in front, make Joel do a little bit more work.
Oh.
Can't do anything with that one though.
No. It was just the perfect height, wasn't it? Perfect height, and you could just go for it. The idea was there, but the execution just not quite right. Just pushing it too much.
Can't afford these sort of mistakes, even if he's up this much, because it can just give your opponent a bit of a confidence booster, even for the next game.
Nice use of the log.
Another big rally here. Game ball to Joel. And there's a mistake. After all that long rally, simple mistake into the 10. Joel gets that game 11-6.
So Sean, looking at that first game, they went to Joel ARSCOTT against Elijah Thomas. How would you regard it? It was a good, steady effort from Joel?
Yeah, he made a few mistakes at the end, but for the most part, he was very much in control of that game. Just really took the ball early, really didn't let Elijah in this game. Elijah really needs to start looking at getting in front if he has any shot here. very tight rally here.
There was a boast from so far back in the court. He's going to struggle to actually make the front wall.
Yeah, he tried to go too much there. Boast is probably the only option there, but tried to do way too much there to try and get a winner. Much better shot there, just setting his opponent back, setting it up.
To the wall. Much better point. Used the wall very well on the forehand side and then just flicking over to the backhand. So much smarter play.
Yeah, bad miss there from Joel there. Does have the tendency to give away a few cheap points at start second after a very solid first game. And he certainly doesn't want to let Elijah in this game.
So Joel just getting one back there after an error from Elijah where he had to duck under the ball.
Yeah, simple stroke there. Bit of smarter play there from Elijah, starting to take the ball a little bit earlier in this game.
What do you think, Sean? Certainly both players were all over the court, and certainly Elijah also had the advantage there. He was in front of the court quite a bit.
He started out well in this point, but then just started getting a bit loose and didn't quite execute the ball quite as well later on. Just let Joel into that point a little bit too much, and eventually the stroke came out. This is just, but again, a very long way. Oh, nice shot there from Joel. Can't really do much about that one. Joel's starting to get a bit of a lead in this game. 4-2.
And now 5-2. Just a little bit of a lull there in that particular point. It was.
Yeah, it just looks like Elijah's just showing a little bit of fatigue from his game earlier today, of course.
It was a very good win.
Yeah, it was a huge win for him. But of course, it's very hard to back it up, as you're seeing in not just squash, but any sport really, just to try and back that sort of result up. with another strong performance can be very tricky if you can't. And
Well, for Elijah, beating a player ranked in the top 150 in the world,
Yeah.
that's just when you think about the ranking-wise, that's
Yeah.
significant as well. So this is the last match of a very busy day. We've had quarters and semis, and there's been some lucky matches as well, talking about them, including some of the women's matches as well.
and we've had a lot of drama in a lot of matches as well. With
Yeah, we've had some calls that have been disputed. We've had a hit
had-
to the head.
yeah.
The lump on Lana Harrison's head is significant. It's certainly out there. And then hitting her in the head.
And then we've also had good moments too, like shot of the day.
Yeah.
A lot of good contenders. A lot of good contenders for those. And then big comebacks. Well, I won't mention my one because I don't really want to talk about
we
it.
won't mention the one. There has been a lot of good matches, and when you're playing a quarters and semis, I mean, players are used to this, but when you get to the Auckland Open, that's a 10, where you're not allowed to play 2 matches in one day. So that's where it's spread out just a
Yeah,
bit longer.
so we start on the Thursday afternoon to evening,
Yep.
and then we'll play quarters on the Friday, semis on the Saturday, and then the final, of course, will be on the Sunday. And it'll certainly give some of the players more time to rest, especially the ones that will certainly feel like they need to if they have a really tough game.
Yeah. Well, because we've got the slightly smaller draws from not doing a 32, we're doing a 16. So you've almost got rid of those first round matches as they would normally be, which generally would be a little bit easier. So automatically you're starting from what would be a second round.
Or even nationals, you had 5 matches in 3 days, and
Yeah.
for some you had to sort of. The first tough match was like now to 16, so you're always having to go 4 matches in a row with high quality, and for some, of course, it's just not possible for them to do.
Yeah.
So a very interesting point there.
But the thing is that Elijah had the opportunity to finish that in
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
think you
different
needed
ways.
to go. There was an opportunity you could have maybe gone straight to put that ball away. Just losing a bit of focus here. Much better shot there. Much better taking the ball early. Sort of what's missing in this game this afternoon. Not much. Letting a lot of balls go past compared to what he was doing in his earlier game. Much better there, China.
Yeah, good play there from Joel. Just a couple of deeper shots really helped him out with that. And Sean, shortly I'll have to ask you about the name change or the name shortening for the national champs.
Yeah, of course it used to be called just the Senior Nationals,
Yep.
but now it's being called the National Championships.
Yep.
Now, of course,
Well, what it means is that you call
Yeah.
you're the squash national champion.
yeah,
Whereas the senior nationals, it just started to get a little bit too complicated. And people are saying, well, seniors, what is that? You know, in different sports, different mentalities about what things are called. And you can say now you're the national champion.
bit of a loose one there again from Elijah too. He's got Joel here now, 4 game balls to get a 2-love lead.
Yeah. So he's wanting to take this.
Nice shot there. Can't really do too much with that shot.
I mean, it's pretty audacious from where he was just to hit that.
I'm pretty sure that's the I'm 10-6 down. I'm just gonna go for a shot no matter what. He goes for it again, and he's wondering where's that been the whole game.
Wow, where did they come from?
Maybe I need to do more of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you tried those 10 times, how many times are you going to make it?
Probably not 10 out of 10, unfortunately.
Oh, there's 3 down.
A big fight back here again, 9-10.
Well, at 1 point the difference now, but that was 3 points in a row, a couple from pretty tough backhand shots, and now 1 deep into the forehand.
Game very tight. Yeah, bit of an interference there, just a bit. It's just maybe a bit all over the place. Probably the right call just to restart. Like it bounced up there.
It was a bit hard to tell on that far line.
Yeah, it looked like it slightly bounced up. It certainly was a very tight decision there. Certainly not a big point. It's a very big call to make.
Well, that's 4 in a row now for Elijah to come back into this and make it 10 apiece.
Makes it up there.
Now we have the 5th game ball for Joel ARSCOTT to go up 2 games to love.
And good tight ball there for Joel. He's very relieved to get that game after.
Kept his head in the end. Because after you've lost 4 in a row, the opportunities, you start to question.
Especially when one of them you sort of question their decision, it's hard to refocus that situation.
So it is now Elijah Thomas up by 2 games to love in the dark green shirt, and Elijah Thomas in the day glow lime shirt. But Joel ARSCOTT 2 games to love up, and looking for a place against Evan Williams in the final, which will be 2:45 tomorrow. Look out for that. We'll be doing some commentary of that. And also, you can come to the club, I guess, if you're one of the 100, according to the restrictions.
I expect a massive Henderson crowd for the women's final.
Indeed.
With the club captain Shelley Kitchen in the final. So
yeah, that'll be an interesting one against Emma Miller, because Emma likes the short points, and so does Shelley Kitchen. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch, whether it's on video or whether it's here in person as well. So certainly looking forward to that.
Good stuff for Elijah in this game.
Well, there we go, 3 points. Certainly an error there from John, perhaps a little bit too impatient on that particular shot.
Well, even though he lost the second game, Elijah will take a lot of confidence the way he fought back. Remember, he was 10-6.
That was much better.
Yeah, it was 10-6 down and hit 3 very, very good shots, and then produced a really good rally to make it 10-all, and then it was just a few really nice shots from Joel to sort of get the second game. So
yeah, a little bit of confidence there. Even if you lose, it's still
that doesn't help though.
No. I mean, as a coach, what do you say to someone on that one? Just, well, aside from don't do it.
Well, there'll be a lot. Well, Elijah's feeling more impatient, so that'll be a very frustrating thing for Coach Paul Hornsby to see.
He's here somewhere. I saw him around a bit earlier on.
He was here for the quarterfinal. I don't think he's here now.
Just a little bit of indecision there. He was trying to read where Joel was going to put the
Well, it
ball.
was a good hold there from Joel as well. Just held the ball just enough to push Elijah away.
One thing that Elijah does do very well is a good use of the lob. It's one of the specialties of his game. Probably more so than most of the other players in this tournament, actually.
I haven't seen too much of that in this game, though.
He hasn't had the opportunity. He hasn't been in that position, has he?
So after being 3 love down, Joel's won the last 4 points, leads 4-3 now. Of course, 2 love up already in games, so doing very good right now.
I don't know if you can call that one. Fair point.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I personally think he did try and go around and then called it pretty late. It's a bit of a tough call there. Like there was a bit of interference there, but because Joel tried to actually play the ball, you can't really make a decision. You can't really make a call after that.
So just a little bit of a stalemate here as we await another let.
Try to take that one early. Taking the ball early on that occasion.
Almost headlong into the wall as well. Not sure if he quite needed to dive on that one. It was going to be a struggle to get to it. And there we go, Tianhua. New job.
Oh, sneaky comment from John Duggan just before, saying if you lose the second round, that's your new job.
I think he's going to call it quarterfinals anyway, not second round. It always sounds a lot better when you say quarters rather than second round.
He actually had to do one during his game.
Yeah, exactly.
no one else wanted to do it. Maybe he's found his profession.
Been given a little bit of stick as well by others here. So finally we're at 4-all. It took a little while with a couple of lets in there. Let's see what Elijah can do in this set.
I want to get on a bit of a roll now if he wants to have any shot in getting into this match.
And no good on that one. Just
got into a bit of trouble there. Just doing a bit too much running around.
one thing that you notice with these players when they play each other so often is a little bit of body check. Just as you walk past, it's not a bad thing, but they like to let each other know where they are.
Good hold there from Joel there. He's gotten Elijah a few times with that shot.
Very good hold. He's done a couple of those in this particular game so far.
Yeah.
Elijah's just in two minds about where to go. And Elijah's quick.
Yeah, a few cheap points there from Elijah, and suddenly it's 7-4. Then starting to
Well, that's what happens when you
now.
get caught out. You think, I've got to hurry this next point, and then the error comes as well. Caught out with the ball going so deep and just fading away. So certainly another good performance here from Joel ARSCOTT. If it does go the way it went in the Nationals last year.
Yeah.
It's looking that way at the moment.
Not quite as convincing as Nationals, but certainly just as good considering the confidence that Elijah showed earlier today.
Play. He dominated up in front. He was able to move Elijah around quite a lot. Also, Sean, don't you think we've got to remember that this is the first tournament of the year? We are still in February. You know, for a lot of these players, yeah, they've been training, but it is tournament number one.
Yeah, well, the match fitness can be a lot.
Yep.
Things can be a lot different compared to a practice match, a friendly. So there's certainly much more pressure in this sort of situation.
So every now and then there's a little bit of rawness to the odd shot, isn't there? The odd rally and match.
And we've certainly seen that not just in this game, but in many of the matches today.
No, I don't know if you can call that, Joel.
So 5-9 here. Stroke there, and now it's match ball to.
And you can just see the look on Elijah's face. He knew that he had got in the way of that one, and there you go with 5 match balls. There it is, a straight game victory to Joel ARSCOTT over Elijah Thomas and Sean Wiggin. Just a quick word on that match.
So Joel was still solid today. Elijah wasn't able to back out that performance from earlier today.